Shalom, Israel. This is old school Yahweh. Today is the 4th of July, celebration of America getting its independence from England. 1776, this day, 1776. And what I want to do right quick is, this video won't take long. I want to show just how they got hold of this country and who they stole it from, which would be the Tribe of Gad. There was other tribes also, but mainly the Tribe of Gad. I want to go into scriptures and show the Tribe of Gad and how they got here, and how the Most High was displeased with Gad and sent a nation from afar as quick as the eagles fly. That's the way the scriptures put it, which would be Esau, the Caucasian race. And I'll show how they got over here and how long it took. But there are some Native American Indians that I've ran into that has something to say about the Gibraltar Straits or something like that. They saying that's how they got over here. But I'm going to show in the Apocrypha that that is not true. And when they got here, how they made gods of everything, of what they call Mother Earth, and how the Most High was upset. And we're going to see this nation, since they celebrated every year the 4th of July and Thanksgiving, we're going to see if Christopher Columbus did come over and discover this nation, since they like to celebrate it every year. Since it's such a big celebration, none of Israel should be celebrating this day. And I think my last video, I was talking about Jacob. Most of my videos, I go into Jacob when Jacob's name was changed to Israel, to prove that we are the Hebrew Israelites. I found a video of Jacob when Jacob got his hip broke. I want to show this video. I hope you can see it, of his descendants. And you're going to see what it looks like to have your hip broke. Jacob had 12 sons, and usually your children take on your characteristics. And there is a tribe out of the 12 tribes that copied a characteristic of Jacob. I'm going to show you this video, and I want you to take a real good look at it. Oh, let me see if I can, this can come out real good. Keep watching. Tell me this guy don't have a broke hip. I know you remember this, old school. I know a bunch of you old timers used to walk the same way. That's the characteristics of Jacob. Is that not us? If the tribe of Judah, is that not us? We still got that same walk today. Can't tell me that. You can't tell me that ain't Jacob. Look at that hip broke. Proving to you that we are the Hebrew Israelites. That's the tribe of Judah. We've been walking like that for years. Some Mexicans walk that way. But just to show you, to prove that we are the Hebrew Israelites, I want to get into the tribe of Gad. I'll start with Genesis 30 and 10. Genesis 30 and 10. It says, and Zilpah, Leah's maid, bare Jacob a son. And Leah said, a troop cometh. And she called his name Gad. Okay, let's leave there and go to Genesis 49:19. Showing you that Gad is one of the 12 tribes of Israel, which today they call the Native American Indians. Indians in Hebrew means savage. So really there's no such thing as an Indian. 49:10. Genesis 49:19. I'm sorry. 49:19. Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. Now, when it says a troop shall overcome him, that's the troop they're talking about, the American cavalry. When after they came over here and taught the English people how to survive and how to live over here, after a while they turned against the Native American Indians, and the troop that came to overcame them was the cavalry. Okay, now let's go to Deuteronomy 33, showing you that Gad was already here before the English settlers or Christopher Columbus and his gang came over here to conquer this country. So, you know, proof that it wasn't founded. Deuteronomy 33:20. Deuteronomy 33:20. And Gad, and of Gad he said, blessed be he that enlargeth Gad. He dwelleth as a lion and teareth the arm with the crown of the head. That's when they make peace. They have all the feathers around them. They would take a feather and they would cut their flesh, maybe on the hand or something, I don't know where, and they would shake, and that would be their peace that they would make. This is what that means, tear the arm with the crown of the head. That's from the feathers. This is how they made peace. Now let's leave there and go to Deuteronomy, let's see, Numbers. And you know, Gad, even today, still wear fringes. And that was told to us to wear for the rest of our generations. That was all the 12 tribes of Israel, not just Gad. But Gad kept it when the Most High sent them into bondage, 721 BC, with the other 10 tribes. Then when they went off into different nations, I'll show that in a minute. Gad, for one, kept the Most High's name, and they always wore fringes, even to this day, proving that the Old Testament is not done away with. So that's how you know that them people are still Hebrews, even though Christopher Columbus and them came over here and made war and killed hundreds of thousands of them, maybe in the millions. It's a damn shame what that man did. They still kept their heritage, their Hebrew heritage. They kept it a lot better than we did in America. Let's go to Psalms 55. Psalms 55. Psalms 55 and 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. See that here it's saying the same thing I just said. This is how they make peace. When they cut themselves with the feather. He has put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He has broken his covenant. And that's talking about Esau. Every covenant that they made, every peace pact they made, they broke over 300. I'm sorry, Israel. It broke over 300 of the peace pact of Gad. Let's keep going. Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. That's Christopher Columbus when they came here and they made peace. They said all kind of things that they would do and they would promise throughout time and broke every last one of them. The whole time that they sitting here, Esau making peace with the Indians, in their heart, they're already thinking about killing them and how they would kill them. And then went back to England and told the queen. And over time, they came back, lived with these people for 25 years, thinking of how they can take these people down. His words was softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. That's Christopher Columbus, showing you that this man didn't find a damn thing. He came over here to kill and steal, and they do the same thing in every nation they went to. They kill and steal. So this nation was not founded. And if you celebrating this 4th of July, Israel, you're in the wrong. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. In every village they went to, they slaughtered the tribe of Gad. And when I say slaughtered, I mean chopping off heads, cutting bodies, old, young, it doesn't matter, even some children. And when they cut the heads, this is what founded this game you call soccer, because they would kick the heads one to another. This is how soccer was born. This sick ass Christopher Columbus. Let's go to 2nd Esdras. 2nd Esdras 13 and 39. This is in the Apocrypha. In the Apocrypha, which was in the Bible, thanks to the Catholic Church, they took this book out. 2nd Esdras 13 and 39. And whereas thou sawest that I'm sorry, Israel, that dumb dog. And whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away, prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king. This is the northern 10 tribes along with Gad going into captivity. Okay, Hosea the king was the king at the time, and they was leaving out of Israel. This is when we was in Israel. This is around 721 BC. This is when they was going into captivity, whom Salmanazar, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they unto another land. See, them leaving Israel, showing you that we're the Hebrew Israelites, because if they was over there, we were over there also. They went into captivity in 721 BC. We went into captivity in 70 AD. after Christ came, and we denied him, which is the tribe of Judah, and we're the ones that put him to death. I think most of you old schools that's still in a Sunday doctrine, in your mind you're thinking it was the Middle Eastern people, but it was not. It was actually us, and that's why they started hanging us on trees like they hung him on a tree. Acts 5:30. But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never no man dwelt. You see? So they left Israel, and let's see, what was the country? They went into captivity into Babylon. Not Babylon, it's Persia. They went from there to Persia, and from there they started spreading out and go into a further country where never mankind dwelt. Okay, now they're showing you now there was nobody over here. When they start coming toward South America, Central America, North America, there was nobody here at this time. That they might there keep their statutes which never kept in their own land. Now that's where when we were in Israel around 721, as a nation of Israel, the northern 10 tribes started worshiping other gods. A lot of the other tribes, see, Ephraim, Manasseh, all the other tribes, they just started drifting off. So the Most High took these people and just spread them. This is how we got to all these other nations over here. But we left Israel. Noticing it's not saying anything about Africa, because Africa was populated. This went into an area where never mankind dwelt. Okay, that they might keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. That means their traditions, keeping their traditions. Some of them they did, but most of it over time, they lost everything. Now, one thing they kept was his name, and they kept the fringes, but they started making gods of trees, birds, and everything else. And they entered into Euphrates by narrow passages of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them and held still the flood till they were passed over. That means the oceans were still. There was no wave, there was no nothing. So the Most High was carrying these people all the way from the Israeli area, Israel, all the way over here into America. Watch how long it took. For through that country, there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, and the same region is called Arzareth. This place was called Arzareth, America. And it took a year and a half to get here. And I hope you so-called Native American Indians come across this video showing you that the Gibraltar Strait is a lie. You got here coming from Israel. It took a year and a half to get over here. And the Most High God was right there with you. I mean, there was no shark, there was no nothing. It wasn't like when we came from Africa and they were throwing us off the ship for shark bait. Over 1 million of us died coming from Africa to here. After 70 AD, we left Israel, went into Africa for 1,250 years, 1,250 years. And they was throwing us off the ship. We was having, it was all kind of issues. But when y'all came in 721, around that time, there were no issues. That was just, you couldn't even blow the ocean. It was just that still until they got over here to this area, which is North, South, and Central America. And that's when the 10 tribes started spreading out. Christopher Columbus and his gangbangers was taking some tribes here, there, south. Benjamin went to Jamaica. I think of Naphtali went to Hawaii Islands and Puerto Rico, Cuban. That's Ephraim and Manasseh. And they just started spreading them out. Gad was mostly here. The Mexicans, it's Issachar. They was South America, which is most of them are today, but they all was right here in this place called Avarice. And eventually it became America after Americana Vespucci. That's why I was telling you the blacks in America, there's no such thing as African American. That's who they named you after, Americana Vespucci. And I forget the other one. That was the Roman general. Leo Scupius Africana and Americana Vespucci. Anyway, I just wanted to show how Gad was already here. And they celebrating these holidays, 4th of July, Thanksgiving, as a celebration as America breaking away from England and gaining its independence. But they never talked about how they got this country. They want to sit there and make you believe that Christopher Columbus came over here and founded this country as though it was empty and Gad was already here. And they sat there and welcomed these people over here with open arms, showing you how crooked Esau is. This other guy named John Hawkins was another one from England that took slaves into England. His ship was called Jesus. Good ship Jesus. Now, they say Jesus was a savior, as Christ was a savior to the Israelites. So when they changed Christ's name and called it Jesus, which that name derived from Zeus. Jesus in Latin is called Jesus, Hail Zeus. Okay, and John Hawkins named his ship that because that ship would be the savior of the people in England, as taking slaves over there to build England for themselves. So it was a savior. That's what they call this ship. That's why I don't use this name Jesus. And it's not no mistake calling Messiah that by mistake. And there's some teachers out there that's trying to say you call him Yeshua or Jesus by mistake. That's not a mistake. When you say Jesus and you think about that white faggot, Sidja Bogier, that's what comes to mind. When you think of Yeshua, you're thinking of the black Christ that came to save Israel. Okay? Not the world. I don't know where they're getting that from. I want to stick with Gad, though I don't want to get off the topic. But I just wanted to show you, if you're celebrating this day, Israel, you need to think about this, especially if you're still in these Sunday churches. You know, Gad was here first. And I didn't want to make this a long video. I just wanted to make it quick. So this day and Thanksgiving is all about actually Gad. So I'm going to say, shalom to you. And I'll see you again. I'll make another video when the Most High puts something on my mind to make another one. Shalom, Israel.